You have two elements in Pasha Zocher, but there's Zocher and Loisishkach. Zocher, Pasha Pshat is remember, and Loisishkach, you have to do something. It's like Zocher, Shem Shabbos Kasha, you have to do something. You have to do Zafrei Alayayin, make Kiddush. And the Shomer, you have to be actively refraining yourself from doing any malach on Shabbos. In other words, it's investment. In Amalek, the same thing. You can't be passive. You can't say I'm neutral. There's no neutral. If you're not part of the salvation, you're part of the problem. Are you with us or you're a foe? You're an enemy or a friend? There's no in between. There's no neutral. Either you're against evil, proactively against evil, at least inside. But I just scream if it's painful. You should. And I can't scream out loud because it's dangerous. Okay, so scream at least inside. So the first thing is Amalek is so irrational. The hatred is nothing. Is Ashekol Chobaderes. They found you on the way. You don't have a government, you don't have a border, you don't have a country, you have nothing, but they have such hatred, they don't borderline you. It's Baderech, it's B'tzeis Mitzrayim. They just left the greatest Holocaust of all time. 4/5 were dead. Everybody had family that was dead. They were distraught. They were exhausted after dozens of years of torture, trauma. They were so traumatized. What do you want? Let me. We just left Egypt. You have to ride away. You can't let the Jews breathe even for a second. Vayizaniv b'chol nefesh Hashekolcha means they pounced upon you, sort of happenstance, and also kridas, they made you cold, and all the pshatim. But the point is, they Hashekolcha baderech, they clinged onto the zanov, the tail, the people that were thrown out mechutz lamachne. Kol hanefesh acharecha, all those people that failed, all those people that were weakened and vulnerable. Va'ata oyev, tired, hungry, and oyev a special thirst. You're so weakened as it is. You're geya. You're missing sleep and nutrition and everything else. You don't have the fortitude. You don't have the resolve. You don't have the clarification of mind. You're confused yourself. The Pashup Pshat is there, not Yorei Elikim, the Amalek. But that's Pashup Pshat. The Jews don't even have the Torah. They didn't have yet. They have nothing going. What are you jealous of? That they still don't have the Torah. They should have sinner. If you have sinner, so you think you're better than us. Nobody thinks they're better. They didn't get to the Torah yet. They're in the midbar. They're homeless. They have no purpose yet. They're going blindly. They're going, what do you want from us? Leave us alone. And they didn't kill us enough. Where's the rationale? We're not powerful. We don't have a nation. We don't have a government. We don't have a property. We don't have a land. What do you want from us? That's the irrational Amalek in all the accomplices and the myriads of millions of people that just are so happy when they see a Jew fall chas v'shalom. When they see a Jew tortured and then inside they're on them. So Hashem says, Hashem will give you rest peacefully from all these enemies around. When they're going to come and pounce upon Yerushalayim, Hashem says, I'll fight the war. I'll knock him out cold. So Hashem says, Tim says, Zeicher Amalek. Hashem will kill Amalek for you, but because the fight is against Hashem, because they hate you because you're carrying the name of Hashem, you still don't have an identity. But that it's enough, Bnei Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, they can take that inner moral clarity, that inner pintali, that inner light, the spark, they can't take that. They can't take the hashkaf and the musr and the delicate and the sensitivity of a yid. Why do you have to be such a good guy? Why do you have to care so much about everybody? Why do you have to take all the downtrodden and suffer their suffering and take part in their simcha and be happy? Why do you keep clinging to each other? Why do you have each other's back? You're destroying our theory. You're destroying our whole. We display as if we're the successful, we're the eternal ones, and we fall apart in front of everybody's eyes. And there's no all the big emperors. It's gone, and the little Yiddish, the Jew, survives. Although he endures all the pain and suffering, he still survives and outshines everybody. And there's no place in the world that they don't know about the Jews. There's no place in the world, either you hate us or love us, but everybody, the until Yid shines out, the effectiveness in the whole world. Bnei Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, and we can't stand the name of Hashem that we carry in ourselves. And they'll hate us for it. So Hashem says, first, you're taking advantage of the weak, but moreover, as we said many times, you're taking advantage of the nefesholim machrecha, vayizaniv b'cho. You go to the weak ones. Who are the weak ones? Pashup Pshat, physical weak ones. No, we're talking about the spiritual weak ones. So what's Pshat? What's so painful over here? The pain is what Hashem says, Timothy, why do you have to eradicate them, obliterate them, erase them from there? Why? What's so important? And here's the thing. If you come to a Yid, and you tell a Yid, you're not worthy, you're not the Ben Ubashal Kodesh Baruch Hu, you're not the son, and Hashem says, you tell him he's not my son, and he's not my daughter. Do you know what the Yidden went through? Do you know what I put them through? And you're telling me you're Nechasholim? You're telling me you're an unsuccessful Yid? You're telling me he's the Yid that's worthless? You're telling the Yid that's not worth to redeem, to salvage? If you do that, Timtza Zeich Amalek, don't you dare tamper with my Yiddish Kinderlich. You started with my Yiddish Kinderlich. You think those Yiddish Kinderlich? Nah, you're not the Frumme guys. You're the Freie people. So who cares about you? Let me launch against the Freie Yiddish. You're not living the mission of Israel. You're not. You don't belong in it. Hashem says, Timtza Zeich Amalek. Don't you dare tamper with my Yiddish Kindler. You have no idea what they went through, what I put them through in such a lengthy gullus. And Moshe Rabbeinu will come and take, and Moshe Rabbeinu, the first gullus was, you go out of the first gullus, which is Bavel Ischus Avram Avinu, Horus and Modem, is Ischus Yitzchak. Greek, Yovan is Ischus Yaakov. In Rome is Ischus the Torah, Zifli Torah Moshe Avdi, the humble Jew that resembles Moshe Rabbeinu's Torah. That's going to keep us and get it through the threshold to Mashiach Tzidkenu.